Before we get into the video, could everyone please subscribe to my channel? Thank you so much. The night Ethan proposed to me, he left me alone in the hotel and ran away. Several days later, I found out that he went to accompany his first love to have an abortion. Later, he took care of her while preparing for our wedding. I thought I had made a good balance and could have both, but he didn't know that I have mysophobia. I can't keep any dirt in my heart or around me. Chapter 1. Seaside Resort Hotel. Before the door was closed, a domineering and eager kiss blocked my lips. Lily, I really love you so much. I love you so much. Ethan rolled me onto the bed, tore my clothes, and threw them aside. When the phone rang, he just hung up and ignored it until a special bell rang. I thought it was an alarm. After all, it was different from the other ringtones he had set. But he panicked. His expression changed, and he answered the call. Hey, where are you? Okay, I'll be there soon. After just 3 sentences, he felt a sense of loss. After hanging up, gently rubbing my head, he quickly got dressed. Baby, there's something urgent I need to take care of. There was no unnecessary explanation. I grabbed his sleeve and wanted to ask what was going on, but he subconsciously shook me off. When he came to his senses, he immediately put on a coaxing expression. Hey, don't make trouble. I'm really in a hurry. Then he left without looking back. But what's wrong with me? Who am I arguing with? There was a suffocation in my chest that couldn't be released, and I didn't even have time to say anything in defense. Apparently, an hour ago, he had prepared a passionate seaside proposal for me. Fireworks and balloons were everywhere, in the bonfire in the sea of roses. He shouted loudly, Lily, will you marry me? I gave him the same wanton and passionate answer with tears in my eyes. My thoughts turned around, and I opened the car manager on my phone. I saw the car parked in the parking lot of the Women's and Children's Hospital. My heart was blocked, and I didn't want to speculate on that possibility. Chapter 2. I lay in bed, tossing and turning all night, unable to sleep. I watched the sky change from pale to orange and then to bright. Ethan still didn't come back. The chat box between us was full of green, all of them sent by me. Even when the car positioning display was moved, he didn't reply to my message. It was not until near noon that I received a call. Excuse me, is this Ethan's family? He was in a car accident. My mind was blank. I panicked and rushed to the hospital. When I arrived, the traffic police were sternly educating him. You are so old. How can you drive while tired? Fortunately, you hit the roadblock this time. If you hit something else, it would be too late to regret it. I looked at the gauze wrapped around his head, and my eyes turned red. I couldn't stop feeling distressed, even if I was angry. After the traffic police left, he held my hand and squeezed it. I'm fine. I just can't eat the lagy soup dumplings I bought for you. I waited in line for a long time. His aggrieved look instantly dispelled the anger. Doubts in my heart. What were you doing last night? My colleague's wife was bleeding heavily, so she asked me to help donate blood. You know I have a rare blood type. Human life is at stake. I can't just watch one corpse and 2 lives, right? His explanation was perfect, and I couldn't find any fault with it. I even couldn't ask, why didn't you tell me last night? I can imagine his answer. He was afraid that I would worry or that I would be scared if I went with him. Chapter 3. I thought this matter was over. Ethan and I started preparing for the wedding happily. We booked a hotel and chose a wedding dress. On the day when I asked my best friend Mia to try on bridesmaid dresses, she looked absent-minded. I teased her deliberately. What's wrong? You don't want to get married because you see me getting married? She looked at me deeply, took out her phone, and opened the album. The photo showed a consent form for abortion. Ethan's name was written in the column for family signature. When he wrote his name, he liked to write Chuan in a continuous stroke. So this was signed by him personally. There was no mistake. The date on the consent form was the day he proposed to me. I went to the hospital and saw someone who looked a bit like Ethan. When I wanted to go over to confirm, I found this. This was thrown on the bed when the ward was changed. There were only him and that woman, and they were moved from the ordinary ward to the high-end ward. Ethan paid for it. My heart shrank several times. The truth that I deliberately didn't want to delve into was now clearly in front of me. I had no way to avoid it. Just at this time, the clerk delivered a wedding dress, which was the one I specially ordered not long ago. This wedding dress was hand-cut by a master, expensive, and needed to be transferred from another place. Ethan was hesitant at that time and advised me to rent another one, but I didn't want to compromise. There's only one wedding. I must not have any regrets. It's really ridiculous to think about it now. He saved a lot with me, but spends money without hesitation with others. The scale in his heart seems to be tilted. Mia looked at me with a complicated expression. I reached out and touched the wedding dress, thinking that if I wore it on the wedding day, I would definitely amaze Ethan like the day I first met him. Unfortunately, I don't want to get married. Chapter 4. When I got home, Ethan was cooking in the kitchen. The table was full of my favorite food, which seemed to be a bit of deliberate flattery. "Are you back? Wash your hands and get ready for dinner," he said. I looked up at the kitchen. I didn't miss the clean insulated box placed aside. It was bought when Ethan accidentally broke his leg a few years ago, and I was taking care of him in those months. I went to the vegetable market to buy vegetables before dawn every day. It was just a stew soup for him to send to the hospital before going to work. Later, the lunchbox was no longer used, but I was reluctant to throw it away. I put it on the top shelf of the kitchen cabinet. It's hard for him to remember such a thing at home. My thoughts were wandering, and he suddenly grabbed my hand. "Baby, where's the ring?" I frowned slightly and pulled my hand back. I took it off when I washed my hands just now. In fact, on the way home, I saw the ring and was so angry that I took it off and threw it in the car. Ethan picked up the best piece of ribs and put it in my bowl. "Baby, let's not take off our wedding rings from now on. Let the whole world know that I am yours and you are mine." Suddenly, a feeling of nausea came over me, and I couldn't tell for a moment whether he really loved me or felt guilty because he had done something wrong. After dinner, I wanted to wash the dishes, but he stopped me and said he would not let me do it no matter what. Then he cleaned the kitchen quickly and went into the bathroom to take a shower. I calmed down and went into the kitchen, opening the hot insulation box. Coenopsis and black chicken soup is really nourishing, but there is no soup for dinner today. The churning in my stomach kept getting stronger, and my limbs were numb. In an instant, it seemed he had divided his love into several parts, and I was not the only one. I silently put the insulation box back to its original place. Chapter 5. Ethan's phone was charging on the sofa. I never had the habit of checking my phone before because he was so good to me that I believed he would not do anything to let me down. But now I really want to know who is the person who made him abandon me on the day of the proposal. The lock screen password is my birthday, and it was opened successfully. The most common person in the call log is me. In the past, he used to note me as the most beloved baby. I don't know when it was changed to my name, Lily, and the other abrupt name made my eyes a little sore. Review materials. There was only one call, and the time was the night of the proposal. I have some impression of this name. When we were together for a short time, we checked each other's contacts. Then we told each other the stories between us and that person. It was to find out if the other party had any ex-lovers who were entangled in love and hate. Ethan's love history is very clean, and I'm a third one. The first one landed and killed the person he loved with a sword, and the second one was cheated. It seems like a standard answer. At that time, I curiously asked him what this review material was and why he didn't delete it after so long after graduation. He thought for a long time, then patted his head and said, "I remember now. It was the teacher I consulted when I wanted to take the postgraduate entrance examination. Keep it. Maybe you'll want to take the exam again in the future." I didn't doubt him. Now, seeing these 4 words again, it is really ironic and ridiculous. Which institution teacher called in the middle of the night? I silently wrote down the number. I heard the sound of the water in the bathroom stopping and put down the phone. Chapter Ethan said he had to work overtime and asked me to go to bed early. He used to not take a shower before working overtime and would take a shower after returning home. You don't need to guess who he was going to meet. Ethan went out only after he saw me enter the bathroom. He was probably afraid that I would see him take the lunchbox. I took a taxi and went straight to the Women and Children's Hospital. The doctor at the nurse station stopped me and asked who I was looking for. I didn't know the girl's name, so I could only say Ethan's name. The young nurse looked at me and asked me what my relationship with him was. How should I answer? Are we getting married? Am I his fiancé? Complex emotions choked in my throat, and my heart sank as I said, "I'm his sister." As soon as I said these two words, my eyes turned red. Obviously, I was the one who was going to marry him. Why was it me who was sneaking around at this time? The nurse showed me the way, but my legs felt like they weighed 1,000 pounds and I couldn't move. It took me several minutes to walk down the short corridor. Through the glass on the ward door, I saw Ethan feeding the girl chicken soup mouthful by mouthful. Her face made my heart swell. Do we look so alike? The door was not closed tightly, and the sound of conversation leaked out from the crack of the door. Ethan, is your girlfriend okay with coming out so late? Ethan turned his back to me. I explained it to her, and she said she understands. Everyone needs help sometimes. You are weak, and it is more important than anything else for you to take care of yourself. Now the girl smiled sweetly and glanced in my direction. With her peripheral vision, she saw me. This was a provocative expression. I didn't go in after all. There was no need to go in. After finding the car in the parking lot, I drove home. For some reason, I turned on the dash cam. After the night of the proposal, the car manager on the phone showed that it had logged out. I wanted to know how long Ethan had been with her during this period, but I unexpectedly discovered his chat with his friends. You are hiding this from Lily. What if she finds out? She won't find out. She knows I love her very much. I won't let her down. The other person was silent for a while and then said, but it's not good for you to do this, right? Even if she's your first love, you and Lily are getting married. You won't give up Lily for such a woman, right? See, everyone else understands the truth, but he doesn't think so. Ethan sighed, a little painful and struggling. I don't plan to separate from Lily. Lily is beautiful and has a good family background. If I leave Lily, I can't find anyone better. But I'm getting married soon. I don't want to have any regrets while I'm still free. I can fulfill my obsession. Chapter 7. No one told me before that love for a person would become a sword piercing the heart. Ethan was the one holding the sword. When I was so happy to marry him, he was so confident that he wanted both. Graduation photos from elementary school to college. I looked through them carefully, one by one. Finally, I found a girl in the high school graduation photo. She had a ponytail and wore a white dress. When she smiled, there were dimples at the corners of her mouth. She was dressed exactly the same as when I first met Ethan. The two of us were far apart. Ethan didn't look at the camera, but at her. The name on the back of the photo was Chloe. The cabinet where the photos were placed was full of Lego that Ethan and I had built together over the years. I sneered and smashed the whole wall of figurines to pieces. The floor was in a mess, just like my feelings for him. Looking back, when we first met, he was probably looking at someone else through me. I sat quietly in the living room all night. At 6 a.m., Ethan called me and hung up after one ring. He must have found out that I had driven the car back. At 7:30 a.m., he returned home with freshly baked soup dumplings. Lily, you woke up so early. His tone was guilty and flattering. I put the printed photo of the abortion consent form and the engagement ring on the coffee table. Ethan, let's break up. I have misophobia, and I can't keep dirty things in my heart or around me. Chapter 8. The soup dumpling in Ethan's hand fell to the ground with a thud, and the soup flowed all over the floor. Lily, why aren't we going to get married? I picked up the abortion consent form and threw it at his feet. The paper was covered with soup. He looked at it steadily, but didn't pick it up. His pupils trembled slightly. Lily, listen to my explanation. Things are not what you think. The child is not mine. I just want to help sign. She said that the month is old, and the doctor requires family members to accompany her. In addition, she didn't dare to sign by herself, fearing that she would feel uneasy. I sneered and looked at him. Is it important whether the child is yours? I don't know which of your girlfriends you have told that everyone needs help sometimes, and she can understand. Anyway, it won't be me. She's afraid of a guilty conscience, but you are not afraid. You are rushing to do evil. Ethan, I will give you one day to move out of my house. Otherwise, I will find someone to move for you. The house that Ethan and I live in now is the premarital property my father bought for me. Ethan's family conditions are ordinary, and the wedding house they bought is in the suburbs. So he has been living in my house, but starting today, I will completely sweep him away from me. After we had a falling out, I slammed the door and walked out. Ethan chased me all the way to the underground garage, explaining, Lily, There's really nothing between me and her. Can you believe me? Do you still need to question my love for you?" I stepped on the accelerator and drove away. From the rearview mirror, I saw him standing there in a daze. I didn't sleep all night, and my heart felt a little uncomfortable. I drove directly to Mia's house and took a nap there. When I woke up, it was still dark. I'm going to kick the scumbag, and I'm not going to let the green tea bitch go. I put on heavy makeup and pushed open the door of the ward with my head held high. Mia followed me with her phone in hand, fearing that this woman would bite back later. Chloe was holding her phone and sending messages. When she saw me coming, she quickly hid her phone. "Who are you, and what are you doing?" I sat casually on the stool beside her bed and crossed my legs. "Don't you know who I am? Why are you pretending?" Chloe narrowed her eyes and covered her chest. "Lily, you came to see me. Did Ethan know? Aren't you afraid that he'll be angry?" Her words really made me laugh. "You had an abortion, not a heart attack. Why are you hiding your heart? Didn't you know who I was just now? Why are you bringing up Ethan again? I've never seen a woman as shameless as you. You're pregnant, but you don't look for the father of the child. Instead, you find a married man to sign the consent form for your abortion. Are you eager to be a mistress? Or are you worried that no one will want you and are looking for someone to take over?" Chloe blushed and said, "Ethan and I are innocent. Don't spit blood on me. He's a good man. He took care of me because he felt sorry for me. Lily, are you saying this to me because you have low self-esteem and are afraid that I will take Ethan away from you?" She was hinting at me being unreasonable. I stood up and looked down at her. "I came here to tell you that I don't want a guy like Ethan, even if he pays me. Don't do shameful things behind my back to disgust me. I won't indulge you, and I won't give Ethan face." As soon as the voice fell, Ethan pushed the door in. He was panting, and even his hair was messy. It seemed that he came in a hurry. Chloe instantly changed into a victim, pursing her lower lip, sad and strong. I rolled my eyes. "If you want to act, you can't accompany me anymore." Then I strode away, brushing Ethan's shoulder. He suddenly grabbed my wrist. "Lily, Chloe just had surgery. You have something to tell me." I laughed sarcastically. "What is there for you two to bother with?" Mr. Duan came so quickly. It seems that he has packed up his things. "You don't have to return the key to me. I will change the lock." After that, I pulled my wrist out with force. In front of him, she used alcohol wipes to wipe the skin he had touched. Ethan's sensitive and inferior heart was concretely reflected on his face. It was wonderful. Chloe didn't know what was wrong with her and suddenly started crying with red eyes. "Ethan, you go back with Lily. Although I am weak, I can take care of myself. You two are going to get married. Don't make trouble for such a small matter. Let's stop contacting each other." Ethan immediately turned around and walked to her side. "Chloe, what nonsense are you talking about? How can I let you stay here alone when you are like this?" Mia was so angry that she almost wanted to tear the two of them apart and cursed. "What are you two? Resentful women and crazy. Men, your hearts are bad together. Lock them up, but don't let them enter the market." Chloe seemed to be stimulated, breathing rapidly and leaning on the bed. Ethan looked distressed. He quickly pulled me away. If I stayed any longer, I was afraid that I would vomit the overnight meal. Ethan caught up with me before I even left the hospital. He wanted to hold my hand, but he was scared by my look and shrank back. He could only stand in front of me and said, "Lily, can you give me half a month? I will take care of everything. I know you mind me taking care of her because you care about me. Otherwise, you wouldn't come to see her. As long as her confinement is over, I won't care about her anymore." "Okay." Mia and I looked at each other. Doesn't this guy understand what I'm saying? Chapter 10. After returning home, I found that Ethan's things were not packed at all. I called the cleaning company directly and asked them to come to his house to clear out all his things. I didn't want to touch anything related to him. My dad called me at this time. "Hey, how are the wedding preparations going? Is there anything I can help you with?" I patted my forehead and remembered that I forgot to tell them. After thinking about it, I felt that this matter could not be discussed on the phone. After changing the door lock, I drove back home. After hearing the whole story, my parents were so angry that they took several quick-acting, heart-saving pills and wanted to rush out and beat Ethan up. I stopped my dad and said quickly, "Not really. There is no need to get yourself involved, Dad. I really need your help with something. Find someone to renovate my house for me and help me sell my car. Ethan has driven it, and I don't want it anymore. My dad nodded and asked me. I will also cancel the hotel tomorrow. The hotel for the wedding was originally chosen by Ethan's family. But my dad felt that the hotel was not up to par, so he paid extra to change it to a luxurious one. I thought about it. My dad booked the hotel through his connections, and many of the people he called were his business partners. He wanted to make me look good. My dad would definitely lose face if we canceled the reservation in such a shameful way. I told my dad the hotel won't refund. We won't hold the wedding. We'll hold a blind date party. My dad's eyes lit up, and he slapped his thigh and said, "Let's do it." Chapter 11. I slept comfortably at home until dawn. When I got up, breakfast was on the table. My parents had gone out to deal with the house and car issues for me. Before I finished breakfast, I received a panic call from my mother. "My goodness, Ethan refused to leave, and your dad had a fight with him." I quickly changed my clothes and went out. When I arrived, I saw Ethan's face was bruised by a fist. Chloe stood beside him with a distressed look on her face. My parents stood at the door to stop them, as if they would fight to the death. Seeing me coming, Chloe said angrily, "Lily, your family is too barbaric. How can you hit someone? We won't let this." Ethan looked at me pitifully. "Lily, don't worry, I'm fine. I won't blame Uncle." I looked at them both with disdain. Who cares if you're fine or not? It's really unlucky so early in the morning. My dad felt relieved when he heard me say that, and his brows relaxed a little. Xiao's son, the secretary of my dad's company, stood awkwardly beside us. I pulled him over and asked him to tell me the whole story. I understand Ethan asked a locksmith to pick the lock. My dad happened to see it and punched him. Then my dad kept calling him a bastard, and he kept saying that I would definitely forgive him. This made my dad even angrier. I calmed down and was really fed up with Ethan's constant pestering. "Dad, don't renovate the house, just sell it." Ethan was surprised and was about to speak, but I had already called the police. "Hey, I want to report a crime. Someone picked my door lock." Chloe took a breath and said, "Why are you blaming me? It was obviously you who did it." Ethan came back early in the morning and said he would make breakfast for you. I really took your kindness for granted. The self-attack of these two people really amazed me. I really can't figure out how Ethan saw it. I will forgive him, but it doesn't matter. He can't figure it out. Let the police uncle help him think about it. The police came quickly, and we went to the police station together. On the way, I sent a message to the property management to ask him to help me adjust the surveillance. Chloe tearfully talked about how my dad beat people indiscriminately and how I was the first to complain. It's obviously us who should call the police. Ethan sat aside with his head down, not saying a word. I clicked on the surveillance video and handed the phone to the police. "Comrade police, my dad saw someone picking the lock and stopped him. Is this self-defense with reason and evidence?" The police looked at Ethan and Chloe unhappily and seriously asked them to explain their illegal behavior. Ethan was scared and quickly said that he was going back to his own home. "She and I are getting married. We are getting married." This sentence coming out of Ethan's mouth is really ridiculous. On the night of the proposal, when he left me to accompany Chloe, why didn't he think that we were getting married? When he was making soup for Chloe and taking care of him during the confinement period, why didn't he think that we were getting married? I quickly stopped his crying. I broke up with him a long time ago. I gave him a day to move and told him about changing the locks. Besides, there is no reason to bring another woman to the ex-girlfriend's house. Chapter 12. After a long time at the police station, Ethan was severely educated and wrote a letter of guarantee promising that he would never harass me again. I was in a good mood and took my parents to a big meal. Halfway through the meal, my father reminded me, "Remember to notify those friends you originally invited to the wedding not to come." I thought about it, and it was too tiring to notify them. By one, I simply posted on Instagram, unbinding the scumbag. The wedding is canceled. Welcome, young people with ambitions to attend my blind date banquet. The picture is the blind date banquet poster, freshly made by my secretary, Xiao's son. As soon as I posted it, my Instagram exploded. 99 plus likes. After dinner, I just got home with my parents and saw two uninvited guests, Ethan's parents. On the day I broke up with Ethan, I blocked everyone around him, naturally including his parents. I guess they didn't get through to me on the phone, so they came to my door. Lily, what do you mean? Why did you cancel the wedding and post on Instagram? If no one told us, we wouldn't know. I was speechless. Ethan hadn't told his parents yet. You didn't come to find Ethan, but me. Did you go the wrong way? I didn't want to waste my breath with them. I walked around them and prepared to go in. Who knew they would stop me directly? Speak clearly to me, or you can't leave. I reluctantly took out my phone to show them the photo of the abortion consent form. Look carefully. Your son is going to be a father to someone else. If you are not afraid that I will tell all his bad things and ruin his reputation, you can do whatever you want. I crossed my arms and confronted them. My parents also stood behind me to support me. The two looked at each other, knowing they were in the wrong, and said nothing more. Then they changed the subject. Then the wedding is over. We have to get back the 20,000 yuan you asked us for the wedding banquet. I was confused. What money? Where did the money come from? On the night of the proposal, Ethan asked us for 20,000 yuan, saying it was a deposit for the hotel. I laughed out loud and opened the transfer record on my phone. Take a good look. Did your son give me money? I guess that money was used to help other women get abortions and replenish their bodies. Oh, by the way, the child is not Ethan's. He rushed to be someone else's cheap father. Ethan's parents blushed and pushed away. Chapter 13. Ethan is still haunting me. The agent called me and said a buyer was coming to see the house. I went over to see happily, and it was Ethan. But this time, he didn't bring Chloe with him. Oh, you finished your confinement. No need to take care of her anymore. Ethan's face darkened. The agent stood aside and didn't dare to speak. I thought Ethan just wanted to find an excuse to see me. So I turned around and prepared to leave. He said, 3 million, right? I looked him up and down. Do you have money? He clenched his hands at his side into fists. I could still afford the down payment. I despised him even more. The down payment was at least 600,000. He had the money to pay the down payment, but he went to his mother to cheat money in my name. He is really filial. Sorry, 3 million is the full payment. If you take out a loan, it will be for million. His face darkened. Okay, for million. Now it was my turn to be surprised. The agent did not expect that the price would be raised so easily. I could not hold back the smile on my face. If he was really willing to buy it for 4 million, I would not be hard on the money. In front of the agent, we quickly signed the purchase contract. Ethan transferred the down payment to me, 800,000, no more, no less. The agent saw that Ethan's real intention was not to buy the house, so he found an excuse and left. In this house, only Ethan and I were left. Lily, can we talk? There is nothing to talk about with you. I put away the contract, told my dad that I wanted to eat sweet and sour pork ribs, and got up to go out. Ethan spoke to himself. Chloe and I have never been together. I confessed to her the year I graduated from high school, but was rejected. She got married before she graduated from college. I went to help her because she was abused by her husband. She found out she was pregnant after the divorce, but she couldn't go back to her ex-husband. There was nothing I could do. Lily, this house can be registered in both of our names, and I will pay the mortgage. In the future, I will give you everything I have. Can you give me another chance? He almost cried, but my emotions remained the same. My attitude was distant and cold. Everything about you? Sorry, I don't think so. Since you insist on talking about this, I will make it clear to you today. Ethan, in your heart, is it true that only catching someone cheating in bed is cheating? You haven't contacted someone for more than 10 years, but you know everything about her situation. Do you dare to say that you don't have her in your heart? Even if she doesn't look for her ex-husband, can't she look for someone else? Doesn't she know anyone else around her except you? If you didn't have something to hide, why did you lie to me and say that the review materials were from the postgraduate entrance examination teacher and you kept them without deleting them? If you didn't think you did anything wrong, why did you keep it? For me, and make soup for her and take care of her during the postpartum period? Ethan, there is no such thing as having both in this world. From the moment you left me on the night of the proposal, you should have understood that this day would come sooner or later. Ethan's eyes were red, and his big tears fell to the ground. His whole body was shaking. Really, there is no chance at all? I looked at him firmly and said, yes, not even a tiny bit. Chapter 14. A lot of people came to the blind date party. My dad specially arranged a piano performance for me. I sat in front of the piano in a long gold silk dress with a long train. When the song ended, there was thunderous applause. Ethan, who was hiding in the corner, drank one cup after another and got himself drunk. He didn't have an invitation, so he couldn't get in, but when my dad saw him sneaking around, he specially said hello and told him not to stop him. He just wanted to let Ethan see how dazzling I was and how unworthy he was of me. I received so many gifts and flowers throughout the whole process. My dad also specially arranged a table for receiving gifts to register who. Gave it near noon. There was a sudden commotion outside the hotel. I hurriedly asked my dad what was wrong, and my dad told me not to care. Mia winked at me and pulled me aside. Look, it's being live broadcasted below. I widened my eyes and stared at my phone. It turned out to be Ethan's relatives who thought today was my wedding with him. When they arrived at the hotel, they were stopped from entering. They started to make a scene and even threatened to make the manager lose his job. The manager patiently told them that the wedding was canceled and that there was only a blind date party for Ms. Lily today. Suddenly, someone in the crowd started to act strangely and took out their phones to take photos of my blind date party poster in the lobby. Come and see. This is the woman. She hates the poor and loves the rich. Not only did she abandon her fiancé, but she also went on blind dates with a bunch of people on the wedding day. Does she really think she's a princess? Mia didn't waste time talking to these people and directly put the video she had taken in the hospital on the advertising screen at the top of the lobby. She also played it at the highest volume and took some screenshots from Chloe's Instagram. The child is gone, but fortunately, he is still with me. The picture is the abortion consent form on which Ethan's signature is clearly visible. The picture is a side photo of Ethan. The picture is of Ethan's house, and there's a character pasted inside that says we're going to get married. The picture shows the way he was beaten on the day he broke the lock. The picture shows Ethan lying on the bed, and it was last night. Mia kept scolding them for being a couple of bastards next to me, but when I saw these contents, I didn't have any emotional ups and downs. Letting the past trap myself is equivalent to letting him hurt me again. But I still admire Mia's spirit of revenge, and I gave her a thumbs up. On that day, Ethan and Chloe's matter became a hot search. Enthusiastic netizens attacked them, and some people dug up Chloe's glorious deeds. She didn't study well in high school and hooked up with boys everywhere. The young and energetic boys couldn't stand her teasing, and they confessed their love. But she was afraid that they couldn't be friends after breaking up, so she wanted to be good buddies with them. It was false that she was abused by her ex-husband, and it was true that she and her ex-husband fought each other after she cheated. Someone also posted the chat records. It said that Chloe also asked him to sign that day, but he ignored it. Some people commented below, "No way." She also asked me, "Brother, you're not the only one. There is me too. The alliance of the wronged has been formed, and I am one of them." So the only one who really took the bait was Ethan. Chapter 15. A few days later, Chloe came to my house in protest. "Lily, even if Ethan still has you in his heart, so what? He is going to marry me, and I am the winner in the end." I rolled my eyes, thinking she was mentally ill. "Who is competing with you? If you like to pick up shit, then go ahead. I sincerely wish you two a long life together on behalf of the people." Her face turned red and white. "Stop being sarcastic. I know you are jealous and don't want to admit it. You have to put on a high-handed attitude. I came here to tell you that Ethan is already with me. If you look for him or meet him in the future, you will be a mistress." I smiled contemptuously. This was the first time I saw a mistress say that her ex was a mistress. "So you know that what you did is the behavior of a mistress? Didn't some people say they were innocent at the beginning? Huh, you are so cheap." She was choked by me and couldn't speak. I continued, "Do you know that Ethan spent $4 million to buy my house? The down payment was $800,000. Where do you think he got the money? Did he mortgage the house in the suburbs? TSK, TSK, TSK. It's hard for you to pick and choose someone who is in debt. Oh, by the way, that house should be premarital property. You have no share. I have never lost in a quarrel with her. She dared to provoke me. I don't know where she got the courage." Chloe was so angry that she stood there, her chest heaving violently. I turned around and left in style. Chapter 16. After working in my father's company for a while, I interviewed an unexpected person the agent who helped me sell the house. At the beginning, she insisted on charging the agency fee according to the total price of $3 million. She said that the extra $1 million was not her credit and she couldn't make this money. I smiled. As expected, evil people will be punished by evil people. On the first day of the interview, she insisted on treating me to a meal. I went to the appointment. Halfway through the meal, she suddenly gossiped to me, "Sister, do you know how outrageous the family of the man who bought your house is? Ethan's wife insisted on adding her name to the house. Otherwise, she would not get married." Ethan seemed to not care at all, saying that if they didn't get married, then forget it. He didn't want to get married in the first place. It was his parents who kindly advised the woman not to be impulsive and to think about the child in her belly. There was no choice but to add her name to the property certificate. However, when a marriage certificate was obtained and she went for a premarital examination, it was found that she was not only not pregnant, but also would not be able to get pregnant in the future because of too many miscarriages. The family then realized that she was a marriage fraud. They were so angry that they wanted to sue her. She was also shameless and refused to leave their house, insisting that Ethan be responsible for her. I smiled. As expected, evil people will be punished by evil people. End of story.